Welcome back everyone to Forever Afraid of the Dark. Up next is one of my favorite episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark, The Tale of the Nightly Neighbors. Betty Ann is up again, making this her second story of the season so far, leaving Eric as the only member of the Midnight Society who hasn't told a story yet. But that will change soon as he tells two stories back to back on episodes 10 and 11, and Betty Ann begins. Day Day is watching Night of the Living Dead on the couch and eating some popcorn when suddenly his sister, Emma, sneaks up and scares him, and gives him a new hat, wasting all that good popcorn. As she waxes philosophical, she notices some strange new neighbors moving in across the street. Emma thinks they're interesting. Day Day just thinks they're weird. The next day the kids head over to say hello to the new neighbors, the Bronze, when they run into a moving guy bringing over some large refrigerators, so he says. They aren't home, so he leaves them, but Emma notices the car in the garage, so they must be home. Emma thinks up all kinds of wild theories as the kid's mom steamrolls the mailman.
I'm sorry, I'm late. Bye!
Is that all you can say? Really? The mailman isn't looking so hot. He says he hasn't been feeling right ever since the new neighbors came over for a visit. This has Emma watching the Bronze very closely, which isn't weird at all. She notices that they never come out during the day, only night. Before long, the whole town is coming down with the same illness that affected the mailman, and Emma just knows that the Bronze have something to do with it. She puts it all together. They never come out during the day, and they're from Eastern Europe, so of course they must be vampires.
Could we have a Dracula running loose out there?
All the other neighbors are getting sick and have bandages on their necks, so she might be right. She also believes the refrigerators that were delivered are actually their coffins. If only she could prove it.
And I'm gonna check, tonight. I'm gonna wait till they leave, then get into their basement.
Oh, just some casual breaking and entering. No biggie. Before her crime spree, Emma hangs up some garlic and lays down some vampire rules to Day Day.
Could we have a Dracula running loose out there?
While Emma scares herself in the basement, the Bronze show up at her house. Day Day initially doesn't invite them in, but his mom does. After a bit of conversation, Day Day is starting to believe Emma's theory about the Bronze being vampires. Back in the basement, Emma discovers that it was just refrigerators, but they're locked. Why would they be locked? So after a bit of some more crime, and a scare from Day Day, who crawls in to warn her that the Bronze are on their way back home, they discover the refrigerators are full of blood. After getting out of there, Emma's really starting to take a liking to a life of crime.
Tomorrow after school. Before it's dark, we gotta get them before they get us.
The next day, Emma and Day Day are all geared up and they enter the basement once again. After a close call trying to open the locked door where Emma thinks the Bronze coffins are, they decide to make a break for it instead, running into the Bronze in the driveway. They can't be vampires because they're out during the day, right? Emma embarrasses herself really quick as the Bronze explains why they have all the blood. Turns out they are just storing extra blood from the hospital. In the basement, the Bronze are having a chat, and it turns out them working at the hospital is just a cover story, and they are vampires. Or, well, just the boy Lex is, apparently. We get a nice fangy close-up, and that's how the story ends. We never find out what happened to Emma, Day Day, and their family, or the rest of the neighborhood. I'm sure it all worked out just fine. And that was The Tale of the Nightly Neighbors, which I think is still a classic episode. It's a standard vampire tale, but I like how it was done, and the twist is still pretty cool. So with that, I'm going to give The Tale of the Nightly Neighbors 5 dollar store vampire fangs out of 5. Now in the comments, let me know your favorite piece of vampire media. Movies, books, comics, video games, things like that. And if you get the chance, please check out the video I uploaded before this one titled A Thank You and a Question, and give me your thoughts. Next up will be episode 9 from season 1, The Tale of the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So until then, stay afraid.
Could we have a Dracula running loose out there?